Okay, so here's the Salinas Pueblo Missions National Park Service headquarters here in Mountainair. And if you want to get a lot of information about all the ruins, and there's a number of them around town here, this is the place to come. It's the corner of Highway 60, Main Street, Mountainair, near the end of town. It's the east end, and corner of Ripley Street. You can park here, plenty of parking. Behind me, see the parking lot, so just pull in here. And then the Ranger building is right behind me. And I'll see, yeah, there's the plaque right there. And I think the door to the entrance is right around the corner. And I'm going to head over there in just a second, though it is the 4th of July in the afternoon. So I suspect it's probably going to be closed, but I'll try to give you a quick peek inside what it looks like so you know what to expect when you come here, and hit up the Ranger for all kinds of useful information about the various ancient pueblos and missions around this region. Okay, here we are in the Ranger station, and they are, like I thought, they're really helpful. They give you the little maps and directions and show you things on the map where the different ruins are, and share with you information, whatever your questions are. This is the gift shop. It's very well air conditioned. When I stepped in here, I couldn't believe how nice it was. But they have all kinds of little souvenirs you can see behind me. You know, everything from the classic postcards to different soaps, puzzles, beer mug sets, Monopoly of the national parks. That's down. If I can get it in the camera, there you go. It is right there. And behind me, all kinds of books of the history of the area and the peoples and how everything came to be on this part of New Mexico. And more books. Again, caps, hats. They're very important in this summertime climate right now. Children's books behind me too, so if you have young ones, grandkids, whatever, there you go, all kinds of nice stuff there. There's also a 15-minute little movie presentation on the 14 minutes, I guess, right here in this theater. Sorry, the writing's backwards. I've still got to figure that out with my phone. I haven't yet. I've tried and tried, and nothing seems to work. Android phones can be a little more time-consuming to figure things out. But yeah, behind me, there's all kinds of information about the native peoples and the early Westerners, Spaniards primarily, coming into the region. And of course, the theater is awfully dark. Maybe the camera will adjust so you can kind of see inside the theater. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's adjusting much, sorry. Anyway, 15-minute show. We'll have to watch it, maybe even film it. We're told we can film it, so we may just post that in a later episode. Anyway, this gives you kind of an idea with the gift shop section behind me, and more of the historical information through the Ranger station here. And pictures, more pictures and plaques full of information. Anyway, that's it for giving you an idea of just what's out here worth visiting and seeing in Mountainair. And hopefully, if you get a chance to come down this area, flying into the Sunport in Albuquerque is real easy to grab a rental car, an hour and a half from the Sunport down to Mountainair. And nice, interesting little visit. Cheers. So here we are, the Abu or Abo little ruins here. I'm going to take you in for a quick little tour of that too. This is just below Mountainair towards Basin on Highway 60. It's pretty easy to see it from the main road as you're coming up. Anyway, a lot of history here, starting way back in the 1300s through about 1670. But the natives had established a major trade route right here, and it's one of the largest native populations in that era of the 1300s. and it was kind of like almost a headquarters here. Anyway, up to about 1670s or so. In the 1630 or so, the San Franciscans migrated here and expanded their settlement too, and used it as a part of their trade routes too, from Mexico City and all the way up to Santa Fe. Anyway, let's hurry up and get to the ruins before they close. We're back here again. We're at, how's it pronounced? Abo Ruins, outside of Mountainair, and we have our rangers here. Say hi.
Hello.
And anything else you want to say about this beautiful site?
Oh, it's a beautiful afternoon.
Okay, well, thank you. And here, as I pan around, you can see the church and the ruins out this way, and some that are behind me. And we're going to go hike and explore and capture more information about the ruins. But hang tight. So here's more of the ruins up close behind me. And you can see the scaffolding back here. So you got some kind of repair project going on. We'll get a closer video of that in a moment.
That they're trying to repair. Trying to save it.
Okay, you can kind of see the scaffolding. Trying to, no doubt, strengthen, make it stronger for future generations to enjoy out here.
All right.
I'm not sure it stopped yet.
Do you want to keep going?
Okay, here's a nice little shaded spot too for viewing the ruins. And there's some almost poetry written by an army officer that came through here in the 1850s. And down on the plaque it states, and I'll go ahead and read this. On December 17th, 1853, almost 175 years after the Tomperos and Franciscans left, a U.S. Army expedition came upon Abo. Their leader, Major James H. Charlton, wrote, quote, "In the mystery that envelopes everything connected with these ruins, there is much food for very interesting speculation. Until that mystery is penetrated, Abo belongs to the region of romance and fancy, and it will be for the poet and the painter to restore to its original beauty this venerable temple." Now, of course, the reality is it's the Park Service that's restoring this to its original beauty, but at least someone's doing it, and someone else 150 years ago plus had the vision that this place was special and unique in its own. Nope. Okay, here we are at another interesting marker. This has some of the sad history here of the region's native population all fleeing various conflicts. The 1660s were a time of drought, famine, Apache attacks, disease, and clashing cultures of the Salinas Mission District. In the 1670s, people fleeing Las Salinas, which was the Gran Quivira that we were at earlier, and others nearby pueblos came to Abo, only to be forced to move again just a few years later. After living here for more than 500 years in this region, even the Tamporo people had left Abo for the relative safety of the Rio Grande Pueblos, south and west of the Manzano Mountains. So, yeah, a lot of the native culture that then flourished in the Manzano Mountain areas and Sandias along the Rio Grande had originally came from this region. So, let me just give a little view of the wash basin behind me. A lot of interesting stone. You got to imagine that the peoples back in that era, when they had flowing water through here and that pooled up, they'd be probably back here collecting it in their pottery and storing it for the rest of the season. Anyway, this is still on the back side of the ruins here. Anyway, let's continue our journey. Thank you for watching an episode of Nature Preserve Life in Mountainair, New Mexico. If you'd like to follow along and support our channel, please press the subscribe button and gong that bell to be notified. After all, it's free. Free is a very good price. In the future, we will plan to focus our episodes on our eco-friendly build of earthen construction and dark night astronomy, that big guy there, and tourism of the regional area, as well as establishing a Patreon account for the sole support of wildlife in Deer Canyon Preserve. So stay tuned. Cheers.